Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Digger Evans Model Railway. You're looking at the latest building to be going on to the layout. It's a DPM, Design Preservation Models, and it came to me fully built and all I had to do was paint it, install a few windows and just tinker about with it. That's the front of the building, and I've divided it in two by putting a cardboard divider right up the centre of the building, as you can see. The reason I've done that is so that I can light individual parts of the building and screen others off, so that some look like they've got the lights on and some look like they're closed. I haven't completely decided what I'm going to do, but probably these are going to be retail units of some description, and these are offices and suites upstairs. I don't know what yet. It's quite easy to do, airbrush paint it. I've put a couple of I don't know if we can see or not, if we can bring it in a bit, remote TV cameras. There's one around the back as well. I've painted the frames, you will notice the different colours, and that reflects different ownership. You know, they don't the same, and it's not a constant area where they have to make everything the same. We'll quickly spin it around this side. You can see I've got one of these buildings already that I've shown you, and they're brick and stone or concrete on concrete. Wow, it keeps, sorry about this, right, stay there. And so they're brick on the back on one side, and the other front side is concrete, and one side concrete. I've done the old drain pipes again using these pre-built 3D prints, and you just connect pipe to them in whichever direction. So we've got all the pipe working to make it look a bit better. It wants a bit more weathering yet, and down there we've got the camera on this side, which is looking over. I'll just tilt this. It's looking over there towards the stockroom doors, so that when they have deliveries it's being watched. And you'll see that I've put fire escapes again on here. I know there's a few people who make kits, including Wolfish, of fire escapes, but they're very difficult to get hold of over here on this side of the pond. So I've made these, and you'll notice this one's a ladder rather than steps. I prefer the steps rather than using these ladders, a bit too simplistic. But with the window arrangement being erratic and not uniform, I use the step ladders so I could keep things looking a bit straight. How I've built them, I use these kits. Modern trackside walkway grating. This comes in sections from Scale Model Scenery, and all I've done is chop one piece off out of the print. They're perforated through like a grill, so you can see right through. And when I've got those, I use these pedestrian railings with a sight gap, and they're like this, and you cut them out, cut one of those out, cut the legs off, glue it to the frame, and glue an end onto it, and just stick them onto the wall, and you've basically got a little fire escape, and for not much money. And I'm using these ladders, Scale Model Scenery extra long ladder strips, and they just cut out ladder cuts. And did I say those others were 3D print? They're all laser cut kits, and they're dead easy to do. And then you just paint them up, rust them up, or do whatever. I've done a bit of weathering on this one with the waterproof pencils and stuff, you know, the watercoloured, not waterproof, watercolour pencils, the weathering pencils from AK, and I think they look half alright. I've got a fit over there and over there air conditioning units, and I've got a couple of TV aerials to put on. These I've built these up. These come in a kit like this from Scale Model Scenery again, and you just glue them together and paint them up in a metallic colour. I think they're zinc, aren't they? Zinc coated in reality. And what we'll do with those is fasten onto the roof and run some cable down so that it looks like they've got coaxial cable going into the rooms. That's about it for this one. I've started doing a little bit for interior. This is a shelf kit. It wants painting and the rest of the work doing on it. Painting, and then we'll stack it up with some parts and things like that. I've got somewhere among this lot, we've got some 3D printed parts which could help out, which could help us out. These are again, these are from 3D prints from Scale Model Scenery. And there's things like garden shovels, garden forks, and you know, little spades, forks, that type of thing. And so if it was a DIY shop or an ironmonger's, we've got brushes and stuff like that. So I could put all this type of thing in there, lots of water cans and things. So could fill the shelves with stuff like that, and there's buckets and you know what, they're all available for very little money. Even got little rakes and things, so I could hang a few on the outside, like a little display on the outside, and put some on some of these shelves to be viewed on the inside. I'll put one of those LED strip lights in, and it should look okay. But if I'm going to put a strip light in, I've got to put a ceiling on above the shop floor. I've got to put a cardboard ceiling in to block the light from spreading right through and bleeding all the way up the building, and do it individually like that. So that's probably going to be a little hardware shop or something of that nature. These could be solicitors' offices and stockbrokers or whatever, bankers' offices or whatever they do when you want to buy cougar hands and stuff. So that's all it is for that one. Just a quick look at what we're doing lately, and just keeping you up to date with things. As winter's approaching now, it is going to be the full-on model building season very soon, but I am hoping to get a couple more sessions out on the layout before then. So thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Very grateful for everyone who subscribes and gives us a thumbs up on my videos. It really does help, and I appreciate you all. So I'll say bye bye for now, and I'll see you all soon, and take care, my friends. Bye bye now.